Basically, what we're seeing here is some creations from DallE. DallE is a open source, not open source, excuse me, an OpenAI model that turns text to images. And it is pretty crazy. The stuff that you can create with it is actually very impressive. I think that the artist community has really been able to create some really cool things with this machine learning platform. I personally like the style that I was going for this one was kind of the Wanderer by, let me see if I can pull up that image. My friend used this image a lot in high school. I always thought it was like pretty cool. So I kind of took this inspiration of kind of like man facing off into the distance type thing, added the obsidian logo. So I actually used in painting in DallE, and then kind of gave it a prompt that was similar. So looking towards it, you know, back facing away with soft lighting, you can kind of see what it did here with the purple. It was really cool. This kind of looks pastel over here, which is pretty neat. And then it drew like obsidians as crystals, like coming out of the ground, like they're like rocks and stuff like that in a forest, which I think is really cool. This one I like because of the shadow that is being cast as if this is the sun. I think that that's a really cool facet of what DallE does with perspective sometimes. This one's kind of reminded me of an Art Deco style. It kind of looks like there's like a fork in a road, and you have to decide between going towards this purple planet or going towards the obsidian logo. I like this one too. And I think I'll be subbing through these as the stream goes on, and then making more too. I think that the nice part about DallE is that it's really easy to make these. This one kind of feels like Mars, you know what I mean? We're on like a rocky planet. We're sitting in front of a bunch of kind of space rocks with even a little outpost over here in the corner. Pretty cool. Another kind of space-themed one. I think the prompt, yeah, was a post-apocalyptic volcanic Jupiter-like landscape. And you can kind of see that it's like kind of like a post-apocalypse. It is kind of small. I wanted it to make it bigger, but I couldn't figure out how to get the space to really kind of get the camera to zoom out, as it were. For this one, I don't know. This one came out unnecessarily caked, but same concept where I think I asked, yes, I was talking about Spirited Away with soft lighting woman on her back turned to the camera, looking out at an enchanted forest. So you can kind of see the forest over here. Similar concept with the rocks. It almost looks like the screen is kind of being pulled away. This one is cool. I think that this one is probably the most abstract of the bunch. Again, similar concept. Obviously, the yellow and the purple were kind of forced by the in painting, so the AI just worked with what it had. But I think in the future, I'm going to choose to put the logo in different places and experiment with kind of like using the head of Lita to kind of put things in places that can change the color scheme and really mess with the way that the AI wants to draw something. This one's probably my least favorite, but you know, it's still kind of cool. It's kind of mountainous, a little probably a bit too phallic for my taste for what I was trying to create. This one's cool. I really like the use of colors in this one. I don't know. It's just like the kind of simple use of colors. It feels very abstract. It feels like a person made this. This one is the closest to the feeling that another human being made this piece. This one is also one of my favorites. I really like the river in this one. I think that it looks like you can, again, the shadow thing is being taken advantage of. This is actually being used as the stream starting soon for now. And you can still see like the striations like Jupiter, but it's also, again, a river, which is a really cool thing. This one's probably closest to the initial image of the wandering man or the wanderer. It's the most realistic, but one thing that I didn't know for these first three is that I had to upload it as a SVG instead of a PNG. So I have this weird artifact here that I could get rid of relatively easily. I just haven't really got around to it because it just doesn't feel like it's worth the effort, at least at this point. But I like this one. I think this is a pretty cool one. This one is also probably, this was one of my first favorites, which really kind of got me to play around with the prompt and stick in the neighborhood. It kind of reminds me of Link with this little potion here that's kind of exuding some stuff. And there's like a fern here, and he's just kind of like sitting next to this fern. I like the clouds coming in on the top left here, and the Obsidian logo chilling up here. It's really cool. Hold on. I think I'm going to go to just chatting for now. And this last one was just, again, because she was kind of caked. I thought she was cool, so I wanted to try some variations on this image in particular, the one from above. And it came up with some really cool stuff. It kind of gives me Zero Suit Samus vibes. If anyone's ever seen Zero Suit Samus and from Super Smash Brothers. It's a really cool kind of concept, and I think that she has just a cool energy about her.